Hey folks, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing well. It's Saturday night and I got no gigs. So I figured, what the hell, let me I try to do these once a month, and it just seemed like this is the only Saturday night that I am not elsewhere. So, figure I'd take advantage of it and come in and shoot the shit and see what everybody's up to, and let you know what I'm up to, and have a nice chat and conversation and all that sort of good stuff. So we got a few people in here. Got Mitch Heyman, welcome. Quentin James, nice to see ya. Papa Blue, how are you? Oh, Hack, where you been? Mr. Hanging with Hack. Yeah, Gary, I just do these now about once a month. But as well as my recommended album to review, which I just did a record. Those come out every Thursday. This last one I did, this album is just absolutely fantastic. Man. Okay, thanks, Mitch. Appreciate that. The Dark Wizard, how are you, man? Wally in the Box, welcome. Yeah, last one I did was really, really good. I mean, like I mentioned it before, that series is sort of it's kind of my way of, getting folks to mine the music for me and turn me on to cool stuff. So, and that one was absolutely amazing, that last record. Check out Tyler Jakes. Yeah, watch the last episode. You'll see what I'm talking about. So, well, Pete's on too. Dark Wizard. There's always somebody on, man. It's hard to find an empty spot, an empty slot, shall we say, on YouTube. I haven't played this guitar in a long time. Now, what do you notice about this Les Paul that's kind of odd? Let's see if somebody picks up. It's kind of obvious. I'm kind of showing it to you. What's the odd part about this guitar? Why do I call this guitar Snots? Yeah, so while I'm waiting for a response to that question, so there's so I got no gigs today, but I'm on for the next 2 weeks, and then I got 3 in May. So it's starting the season, if you will, is starting to pick up, and I'm just real happy that the inlays. Thanks, Wally in the Box. Yeah. So let me talk about this, and I'll get back to what I was saying. So these came out in 2005, and these were called these were the 2005 version of the classics, and this was like the 1960 version. Actually, the original pickguard had a 1960 gold embossed here, which I got rid of. And this guitar I bought used, and it's heavily modded. I've got Shep tones in here, the Heartbreaker set. So this is like the Led Zeppelin set, and the guy did the Jimmy Page wiring. I can do the Peter Green thing and all that. Just one of my favorite guitars to play. It's just a really, really good guitar. If you can get past the snotty inlays, it's just a really good playing guitar. We got in here Gary Holtz going to Nashville to visit the American Songwriter magazine. Oh, that's very cool, Gary. Awesome, man. I'm sure you're going to pop into that Gibson garage, too. That's what I'd like to go and check out there. Joe DeLenza, how you doing? You own Cashbox. Cool. Hey, Janice. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, I was saying, like, the season is starting up now. the gigging season, so to speak. So there's a lot of stuff coming up, and I'm just real happy, man, that I'm still able to do it, and I got some guys to do it with, and we're as busy as we are. Like our plate is full for the year. We don't want to do it every weekend, but 2 to 3 a month is a pretty good rate for us, and we got a pretty full dance card right up, and even New Year's Eve is already booked with, so we're pretty happy about that. So Guitar Hack seen Lynch Mob last week at the Machine Shop, small venue. My daughter got to meet all the band members up. Oh, that's really cool. Lynch Mob. I'm assuming George was in the band, right? I'm assuming it's Lynch Mob with George Lynch. I hope it's Lynch Mob with George Lynch. Gonna visit the Gibson Wurlitzer warehouse. My uncle has connection. Oh, cool. Gibson Wurlitzer warehouse. I'm not sure what that is, Gary. If you can, Gary, try to get a tour of the Gibson Custom Shop. I was lucky enough to do that when I was at NAMM there, like, oh my God, 4 years ago. But that's really, if you can get into that, that's really cool to check out. Hey, Alan. Hope you're doing well also. Yeah, I love Nashville, man. I mean, I was only there for 3 days or something. I had a hell of a time getting there. That's another story. But Nashville is really, really awesome. It's just a really nice town. And that whole strip, I mean, everything you hear about Nashville is true, right? You got that Broadway, that street, and you literally have like bar next to bar, next to bar, next to bar. And the way they do it is really, really cool. They've got all the bands that are playing the bars, they're all set up so that they're right at the window. So if you're looking at the window, you can poke your head in the window and look at the stage. You can see the stage. It's right there up against the window. I mean, I was even looking at what the guitar player was using for pedals. And all the windows are cracked open. So as you're walking down the street, you poke your head in. If you like what you hear, you go in the bar. You don't, you go to the bar right beside it, And it's kind of window shopping for whatever bar you want to check out, right? It's and man, it's like that place. There is so many, like the worst musician in Nashville is probably better than the best musician in Toronto. Like it's just a hotbed of incredible players. Like, I mean, everybody I was hearing there was absolutely sick, absolutely off the charts. Yeah. Yeah, George Lynch. Lynch Mob is George's band. I know I was kind of making a joke there, Gary. The whole thing of these bands going out with the same name and not having, the key members in it. Dan in New Jersey, how are you? Nice to see you. Music on murder. Uncle, he was CEO. Got quite the history there, Gary. That's very cool, man. Wally in the box. Do I hear from Eric Broadbent at all? Yeah, he messaged me the other day about something. I mean, we don't talk all that often, but sometimes things come up. He had a Gibson question for me, and I can't remember what the hell it was. Because he is he's a Gibson artist, eh? Like I don't know how all that works, but I guess you get stuff for artist pricing or better pricing than than I would get, say. And yeah, he asked me a question. He was going to order a guitar, and I think he asked me something. I can't remember what it was, something, and I kind of let him know, So, good morning, Q. How are you? But I have him on Facebook. I know he's doing well. I mean, he's got this new band project. How's that? And he's still doing a lot of playing, and I think he still does stuff with the like a Van Halen tribute band. Music's been in the family forever. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I got it. On my dad's side, I got a pretty long string of music too. My uncle actually was a composer. He's been off the grid for a while. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to take a break every once in a while. Yeah, he's got a band together. Um, yeah. You think he posted something on Facebook the other day about that? Yeah. Almost bought another guitar this week. I came that close enough to the point that I had one ordered, and I went and checked it out, and it turned out it was a dud. If you're familiar at all with the Epiphone Crestwood Custom, the original Epiphone models that they reissued. Oh, I mean, this one they reissued a few years back, but now I think they reissued them a second time. Anyways, it was Chinese made, right? You know, um, and there was so many defects on this thing. Intonation was way out. I bet an E string and it would pop out of the saddle. I mean, it was pretty bad. I'm like, because for me, if I can't take it to a show and kind of feel confident as I'm playing it, it's a no go, and that one definitely was a no go. So save me a bit of money. Is Jimmy Page your favorite Gibson player? You know, I really love Gary Moore a lot too. Um, yeah, I like the fire. I mean, Gary Moore had so much fire and intensity in his playing. He did play a lot of different guitars though. So I mean, if you want to, because he did play Fenders, and in the '80s he played some other. I think he played Charvel at some point or Jacksons or something. But yeah, if you want to say like that played basically all Les Pauls, then it would definitely be Jimmy Page. Yeah. I seen the Hangout with the band owner, and that's the okay. Kramer. Oh, cool. Yeah, I know they're friends. Hey, Bayou Maccabee, welcome. Nice to see you. And thanks for submitting all those bands in the recommended album to review. If anybody in here is not familiar, every Thursday I do a regular show where I basically pick an album from a suggestion from in the chat, and I go back and I listen to the record and I do a quick review of it, and it's been pretty cool. I've been having fun doing it. I've been listening to a lot of music I never would have known about, and at the same time, I'm turning a lot of people onto it as well. So it's almost like a kind of a service, and it's cool, to share music that we love, right, and turns people on to new stuff. Hack's my favorite Gibson player. Dude, you got to get out more. uh, hey, Brian S., how are you, buddy? Oh, you've been checking out Tyler Jakes? Yeah, that guy's. Oh, that record just blew my socks off, man. You can kind of tell my enthusiasm when, like, I haven't even started, and I'm already raving about it before I even. Because I like to say my sort of rating at the end, but I couldn't contain I couldn't let it contain myself till the end because the record was so damn good. Janice bought a lap steel. Oh my god. That's something to learn, I guess. I would know where to start. I can't play slide to save my life. Thanks, Bayou. And thanks, Alan. Yeah, thanks for watching that, man. It's something I mean, shit. I think I started it like maybe in this last winter. I'm already like 35 weeks into that thing, so I figured I got to do something once a week, and that's the real easy thing for me to do because I can, listen to it. I mean, I'll look at the recommendations I get. I usually start listening to the record like 3 or 4 days before I actually do the show, and I can shoot it and edit it in under an hour, so that's perfect for me. I bought a stupid markdown from CME on an exclusive. Oh, you got to. Oh, yeah, I saw that photo. Yeah, is that the one with the gold hardware, Brian? Unfortunate. Well, maybe not unfortunate for you, but my aversion to gold hardware. Original Kramer Beretta in red. Awesome. Yeah, it's a lot of good songs on that, Brian. Yeah, I was gonna say so. Now I lost my train of thought. Because happens when you get older. Love that riff. 24 frets and an ebony board. Yeah, it's got gold on it though, right? You like the Gillen video? How did I learn about Gillen? I learned about Gillen like I learned about a lot of stuff. Sea of Tranquility. I remember him. I don't know if it was a ranking or something that he did on Gillen, and then I went and I checked it out, and the what. Well, my favorite was Glory Road. Mr. Universe is also really really good, and then the thing is for me the big discovery with the Gillen catalog was Bernie Torme. Here's a guy that I never even knew existed, and man, is that guy and he's passed away, but that guy was an absolute monster on guitar, man. Absolute monster. CJ Snare. Oh, my condolences, Gary. Was that the guy from Firehouse? Because that name rings a bell. I saw a bunch of posts on him the other day. Like, I could live to be 300 and I still will not even approach half of what the knowledge and the listening that Pete has done in his life. Firehouse, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, Bernie was amazing. He was. Yeah. So I'm not gigging this weekend, but tomorrow I'm doing something kind of cool. I'm working with these guys. Well, this one guy in particular who writes original music, and I used to play with this guy on original stuff like 10 years ago, and he contacted me out of the blue, and yeah, he asked me if I could play on his new stuff. So I got together with them once, and tomorrow we're gonna get together again. He sent me some rough stuff, so he gave me an idea, kind of what what the tunes were. I threw some parts on there, sent it back to him, and he was happy with that. So yeah, so we're gonna get together tomorrow. I think of the goal, what he wants to do. I think the goal is eventually going to a recording studio, and he wants to record this stuff professionally. And I honestly don't know why he wouldn't just go out and hire all professional musicians to do it. but he wants to do it with the guys he knows. He knows me, the drummer, and you know, with the drummer's a guy I used to play with 10 years ago too. So it's fun. Doing original stuff is just it's so cool, right? Because you're flexing another muscle. I mean, you're not being playing covers is cool, but you're basically just a parrot. You're not. I mean, you improvise here and there and whatever, but when you're working with something that's completely brand new and it's just your musicality going in there. I really, really enjoyed doing that. And I missed doing that with those guys years ago. So it's nice to get an opportunity to do it again. Kramers have a very nice playing neck. Never owned a Kramer. Yeah, never. Oh, I did sell a guitar though last week. I'm down one guitar. I got rid of my Gibson acoustic because I just never played the damn thing. I mean, it's got 12s on it, and I mean these are 9s, and this is already enough for me. I just don't have the gas to play big, big, thick strings, and the bulkiness of it, whatever. I mean, the clunkiest guitar I want to deal with is a Firebird, which I'm going to be using next Saturday because we're playing a big enough stage that I can actually play the canoe. So I'll be using the Firebird next week. Just a parrot band, yeah. Have you heard of the UK blues player? Oh, of course I've heard of Alvin Lee. Not to be confused with Albert Lee. Alvin Lee is 10 years after. Albert Lee is the guy who played with Clapton for years. Yeah, Albert Lee has a signature Music Man, which is kind of a weird shape. It's like, it kind of looks like a guy in the Fender plant got real drunk and tried to make a Strat. It's the best way to describe that shape. Working at Ernie Ball when the concept of the Music Man was all the buzz. I'll tell you, man. I owned a Music Man guitar for many years, and there's a lot of guitars that I've gone through, bought and sold, and that's one of the ones that got away, and that was my stupidity and my ignorance. I bought 3 guitars trying to replace that one. I mean, sometimes you just do stupid shit, and it was an Axis Super Sport, so it was basically the Eddie Van Halen model, the one he designed when he was there. The only difference, there was an Axis and an Axis Super Sport, and the one I had was the Super Sport. It had the 5-way switch. It had the 2 humbuckers, 2 custom DiMarzios designed for that guitar. You can't buy them any elsewhere. I mean, the thing sounded great, played great. The neck was amazing. It had like a proprietary trem, but man, that thing never went out on me. It's just an absolutely fantastic guitar. I've said it before, I'll say it again, man. I'll put Ernie Ball up against Friedman guitars, Suhr guitars. I'll put them up against anybody. I mean, now they got crazy expensive. They're in Canada. If I was to buy that Music Man that I sold, I'd be up around $5,000 now. They're crazy expensive, but man, do they make good guitars. Tawny Katane, yeah. Yeah, she didn't, I think she had a pretty rough life later on. Offset Jazz Matters. Hey, Hugh, how are you, man? Pulling strings out of a dumpster. It's called recycling. Love that riff. Yeah, good to see you too, Hugh. Yeah. ZZ Top, man. Can't go wrong with some ZZ Top. Yeah, the Luke 3. I played a few Lukes. I don't know, the Lukes don't do it for me for whatever reason. I'll tell you one guitar that is incredible, but it's, for me anyway, it's uglier than sin, and it's an Ernie Ball guitar, but it's probably one of the, I mean, next to the Axis, probably the best one they make, and that's a Steve Morse model, which just, I mean, it looks like an abomination, but the clear plastic pick guard and all the different, but that thing is, I mean, I've played them and they are so good. They're ugly, but they're great. The lyrics to that riff are killer. Yeah. How many more times? There you go. I haven't played that in ages. Luckily, it's not hard. My dad had a 57 Les Paul. I got stolen. Yeah, it'd be probably worth a lot. A Cherry? A 57 Cherry. I thought 57s, I didn't, they're already making cherries? I thought they were still doing gold tops back then. Don't know. Yeah, go back and kick the guy, yeah. That's a hard thing to play. That I always have a hard time with that. Just reading the chat here. Hope everybody's doing good. What we got? 9:30. Cool. Thought she knew me, but she didn't know. Solo is something like that. I'm hearing it in my head and trying to find the notes for it. Never learned that solo. That's a really good solo. Right hand doesn't communicate with my left. Neither does mine, Gary. It's an uphill climb, buddy. Do I collect vinyl or CDs? I still have all my vinyl from, growing up, because I was buying vinyl right up until they started making CDs, and I've got a shit ton of CDs too. So I've got a lot of vinyl and CDs. Unfortunately, the vinyl I have no way of playing it anymore. I don't have really a real stereo anymore. Even CD players. I have a CD player in my car. I got one of the last models that still had a CD player. But most of the time, I stream stuff. I mean, in the car, I'll stream stuff. I'm at the gym, stream stuff. I got these really nice Bluetooth JBL earbuds I put in. Most of the time I just stream now. It's just so easy and just easy to get to and access. Alex is under, yeah. Rick Emmett, yeah. How about Randy Bachman? Always go on about Randy Bachman. Totally agree with that, Brian. Totally agree with that, man. 10,000 vinyls. Wow. That's another good song. Triumph. That's a Triumph song, I think. I think of Good Rockin' Tonight or something. I think that's a Triumph song. When I actually, one of the first Triumph songs I ever heard was Rocky Mountain Way, and I for years thought that was their song. Actually, and to this day I still like their version better than the um, Joe Walsh version. Rick, great singer, great guitar player. Oh yeah. Hey Don Goche, the albums that I have, you mean what I've been streaming? I mean, I don't buy, I rarely buy CDs even because I stream most of the stuff unless it's a really special CD from a band that I really really love, and I just happen to have this one right here. I will buy Judas Priest and I will listen to this in the car, but most of the time I stream. But have they turned me on to a lot of music? Oh yeah. Um, we did the Gillen show. I learned about Gillen watching Pete, and so I was new to Gillen from those guys. And I'll let you guys in since you're watching. Give you a little scoop. The next band that we are ranking is Blue Oyster Cult. That's the next show, which is going to happen, I believe, the 20 something of April. It's going to be on a Wednesday. So I don't think it's the last week in Wednesday. I think the last Wednesday in April. I think it's the third Wednesday in April. We're going to be doing Blue Oyster Cult. And I'll let you in on another, which I'm going to mention this. I'm always, always uh, up front about this. Blue Oyster Cult was a band that I never listened to. Never. Avoided them. They never did it for me. And then that's the idea of the show, and these guys came up. And I've been listening to Blue Oyster Cult now for last 4 months. And there's still a lot of their stuff that I don't like, but the stuff that I do like is really, really good. Passage to Bangkok. There you go. Just figure that out. That's all I know, though. Little Texas Shaker by Triumph is killer. Oh, Godzilla. I had that one the other day. Okay, hang on. Fuck. It's got some weird chord changes, but a little practice. That's a really cool riff. I like that song. It's funny. Ooh, no. Yo, Tokyo, here comes Godzilla. Godzilla, 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 Godzilla. It's a good song. Lots of underrated BOC albums. Yeah, it needs more cowbell. What was the first vinyl I bought? Mine was REO Speedwagon High Infidelity. Still have two of them. I got that one. I own that record. First album I ever bought was Kiss Destroyer. And we're at a Sears. I still remember this. We're at a Sears. And they had this little rack of vinyl records kind of out of place. And of course I went and I looked at it. And that cover, man. Just like, how old would I have been? 10? You know, that cover just blew my socks off. It's like, and I'd already heard of Kiss. I mean, you know, they're talking about in the schoolyard. Kids were coming to school with magazines showing pictures of these guys. And I had a kid a little older than me up the road, and he was right into them and whatever. And I'm like, okay, I got to get this record. And It's not my favorite album of theirs. There's a lot of albums I like better, but when you're an impressionable 10, 11-year-old kid and you see that, and then you listen to it, and the first song with, the report of, the car accident and the shattering glass, and then Detroit Rock City kicks in. I mean, come on. Come on. That's going to make an imprint. It's going to leave a mark. First time I ever bought was Kiss Alive. I think it was $11.50, which was a lot more money. Yeah, I got a live. Actually, I got a live quite. I got the originals. If anybody remembers, I don't want to turn this into a Kiss show. I always end up doing that, but but I got the originals, which was like the first 3 records in one package. That was like the next thing I got, I think. Yeah, pretty sure. I think that was the next thing I got after after Destroyer. Sticky Fingers, the Stones. Yeah, we did a Stones ranking show, and I think that might have been. This definitely my top 5. Might have been number 1. I can't remember now. Yeah, they sold everything for $300 million, but they say they still have say in what happens. But yeah. The rock band that we grew up with is long gone, Brian. Can't bring it back, dude. Can't do it. Does he pick it or does he roll it? I can't remember if he picks it or rolls it. I can't remember. Kiss finalized Dynasty during their disco era. They never had a disco era, Gary. They had a song. One song. No, I don't, Dan. Don't know any Molly Hatchet. None. Sorry. Sir Mix-a-Lot version. You mean Run DMC version? Let's get our rap artists right, shall we? Was that Vanilla Ice? Did Vanilla Ice sing that? What did he rip off? He ripped off the Queen song. Right? Under Pressure became Ice, Ice, Baby. I don't know the harmonic parts. That needs a lot of work. I can't do this. This is one of my kryptonites. I can't I have a hard time doing. I got to do it. After a while I'll get it, but the gallop. I just get all caught up in the strings. Did I know that Richie Blackmore played a Les Paul on the first? No, I did not. Are you sure about that? Because that would upset a lot of people if that were true. Because he is the Strat guy. Yeah, we got some. Speaking of Richie, we got some rainbow stuff coming up here too in the channel too next month. So look out for a rainbow show. I need a phaser to play. Yeah, if I had a phaser, Brian, it would hide my bad chugging. Oh, really, Dan? Richie and the White Hat Highway Star. Yeah, there's like a few records, not all the Rainbow records, but there's a few of them that are really good. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, but I think everybody in here's names I already know, but or at least hit the like. That'd be cool. Appreciate that. Vanilla Mice and MC Hamster. Hey, Paul. There's Paul Lou. That I hadn't heard, Hugh. Do I like any? I can't see. The Uli? Is it? I'm going to wait till your chat moves up. There's a heart in front of it. I think you're asking me if I like any Uli. And the answer would be yes. Trying to think. In trance. Yeah, Uli. Okay. Yeah, I do. My favorite Scorpions record is Blackout, though. That's like, I like Blackout. I like Love Drive. That's non-Uli. Animal Magnetism, In Trance. We did a ranking show of theirs a while back. There was two of them that I really liked. I think I had 2 Uli records on my list of 5. In Trance was definitely one of them. I've listened to those records probably since that show. It's been a while, so. But yeah, I do like some Uli. Uli was amazing. I mean, for the time, that guy was like playing stuff that you didn't hear until, 80s guys came along. He was really ahead of his time, man. It's against the rules to play Van Halen. I played Van Halen on Les Paul for years, man. For years. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know any. I don't know any Deep Purple. All right, later, Gary. The weird thing is, like, I grew up in the, well, really, teenager was in the 80s. But I sort of still, for whatever reason, guitar player wise, I have more of an affinity to the 70s guys than I do the 80s guys, which is kind of weird. So like, even though I was a teenager in the 80s, all my favorite guitar players, or most of them, are 70s guys, like Tony Iommi, Jimmy Page, those guys. Well, Gary Moore, I guess, would be an 80s guy. But 80s guy playing 70s style, so, with all that bluesy stuff he did. Yeah, Brian, you need an organ player playing through a Marshall to get that sound. John Lord, yeah. Killer keyboard player. Speaking of keyboard players and speaking of Gillan, Colin Towns, I think was the name of the guy, the keyboard player that played on those Gillan records. It's like some of the best keyboards I've ever heard on any record in my life. Absolutely incredible. Really, really good. And I'm not a big keyboard guy at all. Most of the time, I'd rather not. But if you got a guy playing really inventive stuff that kind of complements the music, like as in the Gillan band, or like Purple or Max Webster, then I'm all for keyboards. The keyboard guys I don't like are the guys that are basically just doubling what the guitar riff is. That just that's what Bon Jovi used to do all the time, and I hate that shit. You want to take the balls off a guitar, just throw keyboards along with it. Keyboards are like guitar ball castration. If that makes any sense. Who's a better keyboard player than John Lord? No idea. Love Priest. All right, we're getting near the hour, guys. I'll hang out for another 5 minutes or so. If you got any other quick questions or topics you want to cover or riffs you want me to butcher, let me know. And we'll do this again in May. I think I have one Saturday free in May. And I'll make sure that I do one of these on in May. I like to, like I said, I like to do these at least once a month, when possible. So, but now that the season is starting up, it's gonna be tougher to squeeze them in. But I'll definitely make an effort. You guys are talking about the Doors. Yeah, Ray Manzarek. Yeah, he did a lot, man. He did a lot more than the guitar player did. Hey, Frank, how are you, man? Nice to see you. Yeah, folks, please hit the like. That'd be much appreciated. Check out the show Thursday. Thursday at 7, I'll be doing another recommended album to review. And actually, now I'm thinking about it. So a week from Wednesday is our next album review with Pete and Martin. So it is going to be a week from Wednesday. My brain just started kicking in. And yeah, we're going to be doing Blue Oyster Cult. So if you're a Blue Oyster Cult fan, check it out. Like I said, that's one of those bands that just never really blew up my skirt, and until I started getting ready for the show. Because usually when we know what we're going to do 3-4 months ahead of time, so I listen to the whole catalog at least 3 times, and I just started whittling it down. And there's some really good Blue Oyster Cult albums that I only discovering in the last 3-4 months. So. Frank, you're watching me on the big screen. I hope you got insurance, because you're going to crack the screen with this mug. Oh, dear Lord. Thanks, Brian. Not that there's anything wrong with that. 65-incher. Oh, Hugh. God damn. Well, at least it'll scare the neighbor kids if they come by. Hey, Ken, how are you, man? Now we got folks rolling in just around the time I'm almost ready to wrap up. Oh, that's my favorite Aerosmith record, Toys in the Attic. Big 10 inches on that record. Dark Wizard is back. That's cool, Ken. So, folks, hit the like. Take one last request. What other song do you want me to destroy? I've been knocking them out of the park. What's the golf analogy? I've been hitting them into the mud. No, see, I don't play golf. Dirt, sandbanks. I've been hitting them into the sandbanks all evening. I got another shot in me. Or let me know if anybody's got any questions. So if you're just coming in, Thursday, another recommended album to review coming up Thursday at 7 o'clock. A week from Wednesday is the next ranking show with my partners in crime, Pete and Martin, and we're going to be talking about Blue Oyster Cult. Yes, you heard it here first, folks. Highway to Hell. Okay, let's see if I remember that. There you go. That's why I used to play it. I learned that the strumming pattern when you're doing the A has to be 2 down and 1 up. And then this has to be the same thing. Oh, cool, Ken. Yeah, check out that show. It should be really, really cool. I don't know Uncle Salty. Round and Round. I used to know that one. Something like that. I think all I remember is this. Something like that. That's a great song. I love Round and Round. That's a great album. Toys in the Attic, Aerosmith, man. Everybody likes Rock's the number one. For me, it's Toys in the Attic. Always will be. Always has and always will be. Thunderstruck. Oh, man. How's that riff go? Oh. I'm just guessing. That sounds right. I never really learned that one. Yeah, very heavy for 74. Black Sabbath, Eat Your Heart Out. Yeah. love Sabbath. All right, folks. Gonna wrap it up. It's been a little over an hour. Want to thank everybody for checking out the channel. Thanks for all your continued support. Please hit the like. I'll see you guys. I'll do another one of these whenever I have a free Saturday. Hopefully I'll get at least one weekend off in Saturday in May. And we'll do it again. In the short term, though, check out the recommended album to review shows. They do them every Thursday at 7. They're just short videos, maybe turn you on to some cool music they may have not heard before. So that's always fun to do. So check out that show. And look for another Pete and Martin and myself ranking of Blue Oyster Cult 1 week from Wednesday. I'm not sure. Excuse me. I'm not sure off the top of my head what that date is, but it'll be a week from next Wednesday. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your weekend. You guys all. Thank you, Frank. Appreciate it. You guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll catch you next time. Cheers.